Morning, Claire. It's Thursday. Everything is very dreary. It is a dreary day outside. It is a windy day outside, and the week has slowly been dragging on. It's quite exciting. Last night was an adventure. Leslie texted me on Monday. She is a junior here at Olivet, and she has been working. She's been working at College Church since her freshman year. She has family here in town, so she stays with them a lot of the time over the summer. So she knows these kids really well, and she's been with them a lot longer than I have, and I respect that. I always tell her that I'm following her judgment because she knows them more than I do, and that it's important that they know that the person that they trust the most is the person in charge. So all things go to Leslie's command, which is fine by me. The second Sunday we were here at College Church, they had this volunteer lunch after church. It was great. It was super fun. We got to talk, we got to know people, and then we got to hear about all the different ministries and stuff that they have going on, like on campus. We got to get the contact information for different people who are in different leadership positions in the church, and they got to know us, and it was really good, and I think that's a really beneficial thing that College Church does, knowing that they're in like a college setting and that they're going to have a lot of volunteers who come in. They're aware of that. I liked it. Since then, I've been pretty regular. There have been a couple times where I backed out, and like this Saturday, I'm going to Chicago. Long story. I'll tell you about it next week. But just a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, a couple volunteers started showing up, which is great. Like, I don't do Wednesday night by myself. Thank you, Jesus, because it was stressful. But now that these volunteers are here, there was a bit of like a power struggle. It's more important for the kids that they have like a unified team working with them than anything else. Josh talked to Leslie about 3 weeks ago and said, I want you and Grace to be in charge of junior high. And so then Leslie texted me and said, Josh says that he wants me and you to be in charge of junior high. Can we meet and talk about it? So we've been meeting pretty regularly and like texting and making sure we got things all planned out. And I've been going to Sunday school for like ever. So I've been going through like First Peter just because, whatever. And these people who are coming on Wednesday nights don't even come on Sundays. So whatever. And Leslie hasn't been able to come on Wednesdays until recently, which is when Josh said, okay, I really want you to be in charge because you're able to be here now, and she committed. And so Leslie is going to be there on Sundays, Sunday nights, Sunday mornings, and Wednesday nights, which is what I'm doing too. It's a lot. Leslie texted me at 2 p.m. and was like, hey, this Wednesday is my spiritual birthday. Do you mind if I take over Wednesday night, this Wednesday, and we have a birthday party, and I'll bring cake, and we can just talk to them about what my spiritual birthday means, and why I think it's important. And I was like, yes, that sounds fabulous. Like, we never have any plans. Anyways, in that communication, Leslie was under the impression that I was going to communicate to everyone else, that Leslie had it covered, but I didn't have any way of communicating with anybody else, so I just didn't even think about it, because that's kind of always what it's been. So, Wednesday night, Leslie and I set up everything for her birthday party. We put up, like, a little, like, banner that said happy birthday, and, like, she brought, like, sparkling grape juice, and it was great. We were all ready, and I was downstairs because Danny had spilled coffee, so we were both helping clean it up, and I was consoling him and letting him know it wasn't his fault. Bless him. And, it was just a little odd, because when I get up there, everyone seems a little flustered. So I let them do their thing, and it was great. And then Tim was like, oh, hey, we're having a team meeting after youth group. And I was like, okay, well, that plan's at 8:30, so I can't stay past 8:15, but I'll stay as long as I can. I just can't commit past 8:15. So just so you know. And he seemed really annoyed at that. Leslie said that she really wants us to have, like, Wednesday nights be separated, guys and girls, which I agree, because we have Sunday mornings, which is all of them, and Sunday nights, which is like a party, and it's all of them. And then Wednesday, we really want it to just be, we have enough leaders now to do girls and guys, and Tim just seemed kind of against it, and I was like, well, we have that, and I explained, how we have Sundays set up, how we have it, and that I think it's really important for them to have the opportunity not to be distracted by guys or girls. Not so much that they have to be specific guy or girl topics, but that we have the opportunity to split up. And I guess I missed it, but Tim was like, oh, I don't think 2 people is enough to do a small group. And Leslie was like, no, like the last year we had 2 people in a small group. And you know what? I think quality over quantity is so much more important. Like, if you were having rich, deep conversation and it's 2 leaders and 1 girl, that is all that matters because you're building relationships. And I agree that that's all that matters because we have the quality and the fellowship of peers on Sundays. So Wednesday night, it needs to be more relationships, deep, meaningful relationships rather than just like looser ones, I guess. So that being said, everyone started leaving, and I was helping Leslie clean up because I'm normally one of the last people to leave just because I hang out and like make sure everyone gets gone and picked up and stuff. And Leslie was like, man, like, you were trying to tell me about Tim, but like, man. And I was like, what happened? Like, what did I miss? I'm so confused. And she was like, I came up and he was like setting stuff up, and I was like, oh, hey. He's like, what are you doing here? And she was like, well, I'm working with a junior high, and I'm going to be talking to them about my spiritual birthday today. And he was like, what? And she's like, well, is that okay? Like, I thought Grace was going to tell you that that's what we're doing today. I was like, I am so sorry that I put you in that situation, because it's all my fault. Yeah, and so then he was like, well, no, it's not okay. And she was like, well, not in the story, but I was like thinking, man, it is my birthday, and we are doing it, and we planned this, and you can postpone your, like, little Sunday school teaching 1 week, somehow the world will survive. She said something to him, and he said something, and then she said that he, like, kind of was like, whatever, and, like, kind of, like, stomped off, like, kind of childlike. It was just really awkward, and I felt really bad that, like, she had to be in that position, and, like, looking back at it, I'm like, ugh, like, this is all my fault. So, just so you have that little blip into my life, that it has been an interesting week, and it is only Thursday, and Daddy is not totally sure he wants to buy Josh's car, which is depressing. But I understand, like, his concern, because he doesn't like whatever, like, make and model it is. I feel like I'm overextending, and I have no idea what I'm doing with any of my classes. Yeah, it's kind of been a rough week, but it's okay. Things will get better soon. We had worship service today at chapel, and it was really good. I was totally bawling. Worship services, man, they get to you. Apply for jobs is actually what I'm going to do when I finish this. I got to call people and find out about tutoring. So, Claire, I'll see you Monday.